Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen and gentle midgets, aka Tartaru, Lalafell, whatever. Today we will be going through Wanderer's Palace, specifically on how to speedrun Wanderer's Palace. This will be from the viewpoint of a white mage, since it's the only job that I have that can speedrun it. Very first thing that you're going to do is buff your party, specifically protect everyone, and cast Snowskin just on the tank. The black mage will go off, go chibi go, and he will use swift cast in order to sleep this very first group. Once that group is slept, then the entire party will run to this bridge, at which point the tank will sprint, if he hasn't already, usually around this point. The tank will now run through each group while casting flash. Optionally, one of the DD will get that chest over there. Into this next room, past this bridge, at which point the healer needs to top off the tank until he's full, put as many hots on him as he can. I use 2, some people use 1, it's up to you what you feel is safe. I will use a Cure 2 to top him off, 1 regen, and then Swift cast Medica 2. After that, switch into Cleric stance and start spamming Holy. The DD at this point should be just spamming as best as they can for AoE in order to down this group as fast as possible before your stun runs out, etc. Right after the group is dead, throw Stone Skin up on the tank, switch into normal stance, and get ready for more healing. You will run through this area, well, starting with the tank specifically, run through this area towards the door, and then the black mage at this point needs to get ready to sleep the entire group. The Taunt Berries won't sleep, but that's not important. If you see that Taunt Berry right next to the door, it's going to get marked in a second. There we go, that one. That is the one that needs to be killed. Now you'll watch the black mage AoE sleep the entire group of mobs. There we go. At this point, the DDs and the tank will focus on getting this Taunt Berry down. Some healers help. I usually at this point just wait for him to be down, then pop my sprint, which is down because we're killing him too fast. There we go, pop my sprint. And then pull the boss to the wall. This will be the first of the wall blocks. Basically the idea here is we take the boss up to the line, or the wall, whatever you want to call it, and then the mobs that are slept over there and one is here will get leashed back to their position because they can't pass the wall once it's up. Let's wait, there we go, the wall is up, and the mobs can no longer pass. You can even watch this in the video right here, them going back to their regular positions. And now we just kill the boss as fast as possible without doing anything else especially different from the regular mode, I mean. Alright. It's important to note that Foe Requiem is extremely helpful if you're doing the default setup for these speedruns. For the default setup, I'm going to really quickly talk about. It is a white mage in order to be able to do Holy as well as the big heals, which help a lot in this way of running the dungeon. You've got the black mage, which is very good AoE, especially with that flash finisher and double flashing and such, as well as the ability to AoE sleep, which is almost crucial to getting this to the fastest possible time. And you've got a bard for both Foe Requiem and Mage's Ballad. Obviously, Paladin helps a lot. With the coming of the 2-1 patch, Warriors should be able to do this effectively as well. Right now, if you're running it with a Warrior, you need to split some of the pulls because you don't have the same 2-hour as the Paladin does, which causes him to be immune to all damage for some amount of time. I'm going to pop Shroud so that I have MP for this next section. Basically, as soon as you down him, one of the DD will run and pop that Nemean device in order to open the door. And then the tank will just run all the way towards the top of the stairs of this section and keep flashing as he runs through mobs in order to build hate. And then once he's at the top, we will do the same thing we did on the first pull where we will AoE them down. So you top him off, throw on some hots, and then start Holy spamming. Divine Seal helps a lot here, by the way. If you notice, I always use it. The main reason for this is that it will increase the amount that your hots tick for, and that is able to make it a little bit safer when you're in Holy mode. That's the same reason that I do the Medica 2 trick. I find that I'm less likely to fail or wipe when it happens. But if you're comfortable doing it without that, that's fine. Alright, now you will run to those Nemean devices and activate them. It's good to work out who's activating these devices ahead of time, so that way you don't get stumbled and in a position where there's no oil to activate the devices, or someone is in a position where no one has activated a device that you need in order to progress, etc. Right, during this section there should be... there we go. One person will run and activate this Nemean device, while the tank pulls the Taunt berries from the bottom. The most common way of avoiding this Taunt berry is to run towards this corner if you had to activate it. Sometimes you luck out like we did and end up pulling him anyways, and you wipe Blake. Yeah. I think we're about to. We can still do corner.
Let's do it right here.
Use your discretion when doing this. If you notice, we sort of screwed up because we couldn't get rid of the Taunt berry. This happens when you get it really fast. The faster that you're going, the more likely the Taunt berry will be in a really bad position for this. Ah!
Ah, god damn it.
Alright, one person will run and activate this Nemean device, while the tank and one DD will run to that other Nemean device towards the wall. The other two DDs, sorry, not the DDs. The healer and one DD will stand here, preparing to heal. There we go. Time to heal. You can activate now, Chippy. And then we will do the same pull block maneuver that we've done on every single other run, not run, section of this entire thing. Now during this, I do something that I like to do where the white mage takes care of the ads that pop for the boss. This is possible by pushing Medica 2 onto the group, which gets you instant hate when they pop because the hot pulls hate, and then just spamming Holy, because spamming Holy seems to be the best thing that a white mage can do as far as this game's concerned. It's way more effective than healing anyways. Alright, just finish the boss as regular. Get ready to throw Stone Skin onto the tank as soon as this boss fight is over, so that way you don't have to wait to buff for the next run. I'm just going to finish the boss without talking. There we go. Now this next section will be just like the first two sections with one exception. Not the first two sections, sorry. The first section and the first section of the second leg, where we run all the way to the end of the hallway and then kill the mobs. The one big difference here is the black mage will use his limit break, and the tank has to hide in a corner in order to get the ghosts all on top of him. So right here the tank will hide in a corner. And then you're going to heal him, the Black Mage will use a limit break in order to get these guys down. It's really hard to kill them without the LB, in all honesty, so you have to be careful of that. Focus on getting them all together and making sure that LB hits. Chibi's pretty good at this, so he tends to hit them just as the ghosts gather, but if you need to not risk it, spend a little bit more time healing, then do so. I'll get the right one. Alright, now we're at the boss. This is almost the same. The only recommendation that I would make here is, again, since you have a white mage, the white mage just stacks on top of the tank in this magical spot. And when the Taunt berries get in any way, shape, or form close, the white mage just spams Holy. And by spams Holy, I mean just casts it once. As long as Faux Requiem is up, again, this is only actually effective if Faux Requiem is up. If there is no Faux Requiem, this will not work. Then the Taunt berries will insta-die. And I did that a little bit too early that time, but it's pretty easy to fix. Get the tank up. Watch the Taunt berries as they come in. The general idea is just as Grudge is about to be cast as when you actually want this to go off. So right here, as I see that first text come up, start the Holy cast, switch back, prepare my heal. You should get hit right there. DD. Should be almost over. In our case, anyways. In a lot of parties, if you don't have gear that's quite that high, you will go through one more section of that. And that's basically it for speedrunning Wanderer's Palace. If you have any questions, you can message me in-game if you're on Hyperion, or anyone in Crimson Right, or you can just post them in the comments, or you can ask someone else. Have a good day. Alright. Guess that's the best one.